my name is Keisha Fitzgerald. I'm from New York City, and today I'm going to be talking with you about the power of part-time and how I lead with the part-time coaching opportunity. I signed up as a coach originally just to get a discount on Shakeology. Right away, I knew that this coaching thing was potentially something I could be interested in, but I didn't see how this would fit my life. My upline coach and I have a very different story. She was a stay-at-home mom and had this really compelling story of why she needed this business to work. I actually loved my job, and I felt like I was too busy to build a business if I didn't have the goal of it being a full-time job. A little click happened in my head where I realized, you know what? This opportunity could still benefit me in a lot of ways. I made the decision that I was going to create a part-time business that could fill the void that my current job didn't give me in terms of the amount of impact I could make on the lives of others. The first 6 months that I was coaching, what I fell in love with was the process of coaching and building a business. Part of it was getting those messages from challengers or coaches who were so excited, but I also really just loved being creative and learning how to build a business, run a challenge group, and put my own twist on things. I got to the point where I actually did leave my full-time corporate job to become a full-time coach. But here's the thing, I forgot somewhere along the way that first stage when I was a part-time coach is actually when I fell in love with the process. So what I wanted to do was start to train my coaches so that they could better understand how they could benefit even as a part-time coach. I wanted them to fall in love with the process and find joy in the journey. I started sharing this as a part-time opportunity, mostly with my jargon and the stories that I told. I also wanted to be sure to highlight other coaches' stories and why they coach. For example, other moms on my team, although I'm not a mom, military wives, or people that maybe don't have the exact same story as me. I also am very intentional with rank advancement. I'll make sure to tell this story, not just of the coach rank advancing, but I'll share why they benefit from part-time coaching. In addition, I'll take that rank advancement and I'll take a picture of it and I'll share it on my Instagram story where I will very simply label full-time, whatever their full-time job is, or if they're a mom, and then I'll say part-time coach. That really helps them understand that this doesn't have to necessarily be a full-time job. The way that I train part-time business builders versus the way that I train coaches who have the goal of this eventually being a full-time business is basically just with the amount of work that they're putting into it. A lot of times when we're coaching, we think that we have to be constantly connected to social media or to our computer, but I don't really think that's necessary. If your goal is for this to be a part-time business, I think it's absolutely acceptable that you are doing those business building behaviors maybe 5 days a week versus 6 or 7 as a full-time coach might do. All I'm doing is positioning them to be intentional with their time and understand that they do want to show up on a consistent basis. As we all know, it takes time to build momentum. I compare some coaches that build this business as if they're kind of driving a stick shift car, which sounds like a weird analogy, but this business is a compound effect business, which means it's made up of those tiny little things that are so easy to do, but they're also so easy not to do. So it feels like it's more smooth sailing versus driving a stick shift car where you're all in, all out, and you're up and down. It's finding that consistent number that you can stay with over time, even when life gets crazy, so that you can take advantage of the compound effect. I also taught them how to actually share their income as a part-time coach. Sometimes coaches think they have to reach a certain milestone in their business before they can actually share their income. I think it's the opposite. I think talking about your first paycheck, maybe you went on a vacation and you were able to take your kids. Maybe you bought new boots. You went on a date night with your significant other. All of those milestones are so important, and advantages of being a part-time coach is it's changing your lifestyle with that part-time income. I think there are a lot of benefits to leading with part-time coaching. It's a lower barrier of entry for people. If we offer this as a part-time side business or hobby business, that often creates a sense of relief that people don't have to know it all, versus putting all this pressure on yourself that this has to turn into a certain, income business or a certain status of business and in a certain time frame, rather than just letting that organic process of someone falling in love with coaching to happen when you lead with that part-time opportunity. I think that I'm attracting people to this business because I'm really, really passionate. People can feel your authenticity, especially in social media. And I think that I'm successful at bringing coaches in because I can authentically connect with someone. So go out there, promote the power of part-time coaching. It's an incredible opportunity to get amazing people into your business that you're so excited about.